Yes, welcome back to the No Say Project. I'm Mark Stevens, author of Government Indicted. What a great call from Chris in Connecticut. And yes, I will post the proof, the docket there when I get that from him. But big kudos, congratulations for standing up to them and did it on principle, which is great. Running the clock. We've seen it many times, and of course, critics will say, we had nothing to do with when you... Yeah, had nothing to do. Nothing to do. Prosecutor lies to a judge that they have evidence they need 30 days, though, to get it. It's not in the file. If it's not in the file, you have no prima facie case, you got to toss it. But glad that, they eventually did throw it away. Now, I mentioned this earlier. I'm glad I have a segment in order to do this. For this June 3rd edition of the No State Project. I think this is great. Big thanks to Matt in Brisbane for letting me know about this post. This is Facebook is usually cancer producing, but this is good. So he says, hey there, it's Scott in Clarion, Pennsylvania. I had the pleasure of talking with two ninth grade girls that were participating in mock court proceedings at their school and were quite smart in the study of the laws concerning their case. One of the girls was the accused, and the other was her counselor. Without going through a whole lot of info that could be over their head, I suggested to them that they should intend to plead guilty if the prosecution could provide evidence that the law she broke actually applied to her. I asked them to have the prosecution provide actual non-hearsay evidence that the law applied to her. Since they asked for actual evidence, not hearsay, the judge, i.e. the teacher, allowed it since she thought it would be easy. Yeah, maybe like the prosecutor up there who needed 30 days and then needed another 90. Not so easy. Well, it started a major debate among all of them. And the teacher asked the girls where they came up with the strategy. The girls said it only made sense to challenge all aspects of the law. Then they put it in the jury's hands the next day, and with several teachers' help and guidance, it was concluded that they must have missed some type of interpretation of the law. The girl was found not guilty due to lack of evidence, period. It was the first and only not guilty in that class ever. Now there is much discussion of questioning everything for legality, and the teacher has gotten many teachers on the trail of evidence. The girl said it's like they're trying to crack a code in a supercomputer. This, my friend, is all you're doing. He's, I guess, meaning me, because he sent the post to me. This, my friend, is all you're doing. I'm awake, and I just have to say something. Nowadays, when a legal issue comes up with anyone, I can't keep my mouth shut and rarely mind my own business when I hear of someone being charged. And that, wow, that is fantastic. That is great. I guess the girls saved themselves some trouble by not divulging the source. But hey, that's fine, because what's important is that this was a lesson and an example of critical thinking. It is a part of the prosecution's case. So thank you so much for posting this. And I guess I'll make it part of the video and I'll get it linked in. It's on my Facebook page. And if you know it's my Facebook page because it's the anarchy A symbol. That's the thing. Critical thinking. If you just look at the accusations that are being made, and you, without any sacred cows whatsoever, just because they say it's true doesn't mean it is true. Again, the technical phrase is proof by assertion, or assuming facts not in evidence. Just because you say it's true doesn't make it true. And what they call laws, don't think for a second, well, that's what society agreed to. No. What society seems to agree to is the more basic stuff that we understand by the time we're 4 or 5. It's wrong to steal, kill, and cheat other people. It is wrong to hurt other people. So do no harm is a pretty simple... That's what society tends to believe in. and that aggression is wrong. People seem to understand that. We don't need some psychopath who's forcing other people to pay them in Washington, D.C. or Canberra or wherever the hell it happens to be to tell us what is right and what is wrong. We know what's right and what is wrong. What is right is to treat others the way we want to be treated. It is to be and to use that ethic and to be ethically and to be logically consistent with that principle. Do we want this being done to us? It is not a double standard. So what these girls were able to do here is to ask the question. They want evidence, and there wasn't someone there to come out and try to make an argument that the prosecution doesn't have to prove that. They were at trial, so even these numbskulls who think that jurisdiction is a trial issue only, they were doing a mock trial. Jurisdiction is not a... look, if you have no evidence, you have to say these kind of things to avoid looking like a crook. So you have to make these things up so that weak-minded people will accept it. Or strong-minded people who only accept it to avoid going to jail. Because under all that paperwork is a gun. You have to come out with these things. You have to keep contradicting yourself. Jurisdiction is a strict issue of law. It requires no evidence. It's a trial issue. Which one is it? If it was strictly an issue of law, it would not be a trial issue. The mere fact you have to have your physical location. That is a factual element. And that is for territorial and personam jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction, that requires an allegation of fact. A cause B. Fact. So, kudos to to Scott for helping the maturity of these girls at ninth grade to do what so many people are not willing to do, and that is to slaughter a sacred cow. To actually challenge what is considered the unchallengeable, supported by nothing but lies and threats. I mean, how many times have we gone over this on the show? We'll still keep doing it because so many more people are listening to the show. Ninth grade girls can do this. The only not guilty verdict they've gotten in that class with all their mock trials. Why? Probably because they did not accept a sacred cow. They had the critical thought necessary to challenge every aspect. As he says here, it only made sense to challenge all aspects of the law. Applicability. And of course it makes sense, because without the law in question applying, the merits are completely irrelevant. So you take a cue from the psychos. They will never discuss the merits. If you sue them, they absolutely will never discuss the merits until the jurisdiction issue is settled. Hell, they'll appeal that like the NSA did. They are not going to discuss the merits until the jurisdiction issue is settled. And that is another example showing that jurisdiction is not just a trial issue. Jurisdiction being a trial issue is so that it can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. But when jurisdiction is challenged like they do on a motion to dismiss, there has to be prima facie. Just tell me what it is. Can you imagine saying to them, what are you looking for? I'm looking for the evidence that your claim is based on. End of discussion. Just tell me or withdraw like a normal, rational person. But we're not dealing with normal, rational people. Certainly not rational people. Anyone who says to you, I'm not required to have evidence, but you have to have evidence to disprove me, not rational. They're crooks. Hey, we're at the end of another 3-hour marathon of Anarchy Radio right here on LRN.FM. I will be live on Wednesday, June 17th. So until then, salud.